What the hell?
What the hell? What the hell was that? What in the hell was that shit? If you've got kids in the car with you or whatever, tell them to put earmuffs on or maybe save this episode for later. What the fuck is happening? Fuck! Shit! Balls! Cock! Welcome to Banging the Can, the Houston sports show that does not apologize for championship rings and tings, presented by Bolen Media. I'm your host, Ross Bolen, and I am so glad I didn't drive in for opening weekend. Great start to Joe Espada's tenure as manager. Where are all the Dusty Baker haters at now? Holy shit. Swept by the Yankees at home to start the season 0-4. Pretty much worst case scenario for Astros fans. We had an 0-5 start in 2011. That's how far back you have to go to find one as pathetic and depressing as what we've got going in 2024. And look, I realize it's a long season. They play a fucking 100 and however many more games. It's just 4 games. Verlander's out. I get it. There are a ton of excuses for everybody who wants to remain positive. And frankly, I do want to remain positive. But I'm also not going to ignore how pathetic and lame those first 4 games were. And there's a number of reasons that make it even worse than you could possibly fathom on paper. But let's start with the obvious one. How many games in a row have we lost at home now? We end at least 8, right? We end last year getting swept at home by the Rangers in the ALCS. Did not win a single home game. If we had won one home game, one game at Minute Maid Park, we would have been back in the World Series. But did we do it? Did we win one? No, we didn't fucking win one. We won 0. Not a single one. So that's 4. And then we lose the first 4 at home against the fucking Yankees, no less, to start the season. So it's at least 8. 8 in a row at home? Like last year was kind of like jokes like, should we burn Minute Maid Park to the ground? Is it cursed? Do you know how easy this is, fodder-wise, for opposing fans? Oh, the irony. The place you used the trash can banging to cheat. You guys can't fucking win there, huh? That's not good. These are the worst possible vibes. It's inexcusable. Because if you're an Astro, if you're one of the players, if you're the manager, if you're in the front fucking office, if you're the janitor, everybody in the building knows. You need to establish some kind of momentum at home. For the love of God, please, at least win 2 of the opening 4. Swept 4 consecutive fucking losses to start the year. You want to get the fans excited about baseball being back? This isn't the way to go about it. This is not it. Fucking 8 in a row at home we've lost? Really cool, guys. Just great. The pick-me-up I needed coming here on Monday and talk about this shit. Fucking Easter Sunday, you ruined it. The Astros ruined Easter. Unbelievable. But yeah, those first things, the situation at Minute Maid has gotten really bad. This is really, really bad. This is out of hand ridiculous to the point of look, it was so bad last year that in the offseason they were fucking around with the batter's eye and whatnot, talking about potential changes that need to be made. I was in here joking about burning the stadium down. This sucks. That we can't win in our own ballpark is patently absurd. We are supposed to be the best baseball team of this era. And we can't win at home? That's how things are going to fucking end up? We can't win a baseball game at home. God, the morale has to be dog shit in the dugout right now. It has to be. There's just no way it's good. I mean, you keep your head up or whatever, power on, but fuck me. How many guys even showed a spark of fight? That's the thing about it that was frustrating. Like, you watch game 1, you're like, oh. You watch game 2, you're like, ugh. You watch game 3, you're like, oh, fuck. And by game 4, you're just like, I give up. Because there's nobody really showing you, like, this isn't okay. No real attitude. Like Jake Meyers' home run was like the most explosive moment of the series. Pretty sure that was the first game. We still fucking lost. Taking a lead in every game and then blowing it. Blah. I'm disgusted. That was disgusting. I could try to be positive. Let's talk about the bright spots. Yanni or Diaz can hit. I guess that's a bright spot. We already knew that though, and I guess at least he's doing his job. Yanni or Diaz can hit. That's huge. That's good. Mauricio Dubon still looks good. Took advantage of his opportunities. That's good. Josh Hader, first 3 games, absolutely incredible. Did his job. Great closer. As advertised. That's good. And that's it. Those are the bright spots. That's it. That's 4 fucking baseball games that you waited all offseason for, and that's what you got. Ball sack, dude. Like, what in the hell, man? Let's talk about the dark spots, because we got plenty of those. This will be the bulk of the episode. Gloves in the infield. What the fuck is going on there? Abreu was booting balls at first base. Pena was booting balls at shortstop. Even Bregman booted a ball at third. The defense, not in a good place. Pena, I don't know what to make of what's happening with him at short. Like, it's almost like he's lost the hunger that he had year one when he replaced Correa and he came out and won ALCS and World Series MVP. And he was like, I've achieved all I can, and like lost the hunger or something, because I can't explain. Like, we're talking about, he bobbled a flip over to fucking second, which should have been a double play, throws it past Altuve into the outfield. Like, we're talking bad shit. Bad mistakes on defense that bad teams make. The ball that Bregman booted, he was trying to make what would have been a freakish play, but it's a pretty standard Bregman play at third, where you know, no glove, right, catching it with his hand, barehanding it, and then flinging it to first, and it didn't work out. But fuck me, this was embarrassing defensively. Like, look at the bats are one thing. Sometimes they go cold. Plethora of excuses. Sometimes you're just facing better pitching. But the defense, the defensive lapses are inexcusable. They're not, especially to open the season. Like, come out, lock the fuck in. You got a new manager. This is his first series ever as manager. You know, you let everybody down last season in the ALCS by failing to win a single home game, and you come out and you play like shit on defense too? Like, god damn. That was a big dark spot. Got to be better defensively. That goes without saying. You see good teams all the time have incredibly disappointing seasons because of defensive mistakes. Happens regularly. Can't have that happen. It's not okay. I joked on Twitter, but like, do they have a players-only meeting after that? Like, after this series? Fucking first series of the year, we need a players-only meeting with a brand new manager? He's not even invited? Doesn't Maldonado lead those? He's gone. Who's the players-only meeting guy now? Is it me? Do I need to come down there? I'm fucking busy up here, man. Fuck. Pitching. Another dark spot. Who could have possibly seen this coming? What did I say last week? 2 most important things going into this season. Establish yourselves at home. Failure. Framber Valdez needs to have his head screwed on straight. Failure. Granted, he did okay, Framber, considering, but he was all over the place. You could tell he didn't have a fucking clue where the ball was going to end up. Lots of movement on the ball, but in terms of spots, was he hitting them? Not really. He got a lot of lucky double play balls. That's what happened with Framber on opening day. Lot of lucky double play balls. I think like 4 that we turned for Framber. But then the middle relievers blew it. We were in a good spot through Framber's start by the time he got pulled. Middle relief, though, not good. Not good. And did Framber inspire confidence or make you feel like something changed between last season and this season? Nope. Not good. That's a big point of contention for us. Huge problem. Christian Javier, game 2. Solid. Kind of what you wanted and expected. And then the relievers blew it. Middle relief seems to be an issue. It's funny because we let 4 fucking middle relief guys walk in the offseason, didn't we? What the fuck, man? These are so predictable. Hunter Brown, solid. Middle relievers, though, they blew it. Surprise! The same fucking thing happened every single game. JP France, game 4. He was okay. He gave up 3 runs. We were still in it, though. And then the guy that held you down the first 3 games because you're pitching him every single night, apparently, and Josh Hader finally gave up a run. And we fucking lost 4-3. Swept. Seriously, though, is Josh Hader going to pitch every single game? What the fuck was that? Shocking. I was shocked when he came out game 3. When he came out game 4, I was just like, oh, okay, well, I guess we'll just wear him out early on, wasting him on frivolous losses to the fucking Yankees. Fuck. Abreu, it should be noted, was suspended the first 2 games, right? Because he pegged Adolis Garcia in the old ALCS last year. I almost said World Series, but we didn't go. We weren't there. The Rangers were. We weren't there. Abreu served his suspension the first 2 games. He comes out game 3. I'm thinking, thank God. Thank God he's back, right? Thank fucking God we got Jose Abreu. Thank God. I'm sorry, Brian Abreu. Different Abreu. They both sucked. Does it matter? They haven't even earned the right for me to remember their first names yet. Because Abreu choked. He got rocked. He looked like shit. Blew his first appearance of the year after the 2-game suspension in that 3rd game. I was hoping Presley would have the pressure relieved by not having to be the closer, but he wasn't great. Gave up some runs. Gave up a lot of solid contact. Whoo, boy. Yeah, no, look, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that they can't bounce back from this, but historically, to lose all 4 games of your opening series, at home no less, it's not good. It's not good. I think the Braves did it in 2021 and still won the World Series, but before that, it was like, you had to go back to some time where, the internet didn't exist. And it was just more than anything, it was devastating to morale. Devastating to morale. And there was nothing else that happened this weekend in Houston sports to make us feel better. I'll get to that in a minute, but for now, let's stay on the Astros for just a bit longer. I know it sucks and it's painful, but we have to do it because we were supposed to do a big show today about the Astros' first series of the year against the Yankees, all 4 games at home. The Yankees, by the way, I'll just say, in terms of defense and hitting, hard to have a better start than the Yankees just did. That old Juan Soto signing looked pretty good, didn't it? Didn't it? Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That made it a million times worse. If this had been against some other fucking slapdick team or whatever, but to lose to the Yankees like that when you know their fans won't shut the fuck up about it. I'm getting comments on videos and clips and social media posts from 3 fucking years ago. Yankees have been waiting for an opportunity to talk shit. Their fans have been waiting for us to slip up. And we dropped off 4 games of the opening series of the year. So now I'm getting comments on shit from fucking 2021 from Yankees fans talking shit to me. That's not how I wanted to start this baseball season. It's really not. It's the opposite of how I wanted to start this baseball season. I hate that we started this way. I hate it. And I hate it for Joe Espada. Because fuck is he supposed to do? You got people out here bitching about him already. I made the joke earlier about Dusty Baker. I'm kidding, though. Like, this was not on Espada. What do you want him to do? What do you want him to do? If the guys don't hit the ball, like, the fucking lineup is set. It's not really debatable. Like, this is not like last year. There aren't a bunch of different, like, oh, we could do this instead of this, instead of this. It's just, these are the guys. These are the fucking guys. They either do it or they don't. And they didn't. And then the relievers, what do you want them to do? We let all the other fucking guys go. Put that on the general manager and the ownership, but you can't put it on Espada. So, like, as of right now, I feel terrible for him because the first 4 games of his career as a manager in Major League Baseball, which is a lifetime dream this man achieved in the offseason, were shit. Sucks for that guy. Sucks for Espada. Because, frankly, his leash is not going to be very long. He doesn't have some track record to lean back on. He was a bench coach for 6 seasons. Nobody cares. If he doesn't get the job done, he's going to get fucking canned. And then that would, without a doubt, be the end of the dynasty. Let's just be clear about that. If this gets bad, which I'm not saying it will, it's very, very early. Like I said, I'm just looking to the future. If it got really bad and Joe Espada had to be cut loose, that would mean we were fucked. That we had fucked up so badly that we had to fire our first-time manager. Just looking for a shift in momentum. That would be pathetic and terrible, and it cannot happen. It cannot happen. If they can't step up for themselves, they should step up for that guy, because this was sad. It was not inspired play. These were stupid fucking mistakes and pathetic lapses in judgment and just not enough good swings and leaving too many runners stranded. Looked exactly like last year. That's the part that's so infuriating. We already did this. I've seen this fucking movie. And I didn't like the ending, to quote Taylor Swift. Please, God, eject that fucking VHS tape and put something else in. I don't want to watch this again. So I hope we have another series against the Blue Jays. It starts tonight. The Blue Jays don't suck. I think we're still at home, which that's not good. Yep. We shouldn't have to say this as fans. Oh, fuck, we're at home. I can't remember ever having to do this with any of our teams ever. Oh, no. I wish we'd go on the road isn't a thing we should really have to say. But we do for the second fucking year in a row. Fuck. Play the Blue Jays tonight at 7:10. Who's pitching? Ronel Blanco. Yay. Great. Wonderful. Super. Awesome. Yeah, we got 3 against Toronto at home. And then guess what? We go on the road and play the Rangers 4 games. And then we go to fucking Kansas City for 3 games. And then we go back home against the Rangers for 3 games. This is a tough stretch to start the season. You can't blow 4 fucking games and get the fucking Yankees. Fuck me. So now they're in a bad spot. And this is why I say Joe Espada, the whole thing, this could get ugly quick, is because that is a tough fucking schedule to start the year. And if they shit the bed, it's going to get loud. Twitter fingers are going to be fucking going off. And I'm going to be in here yelling and pulling out my hair and praying to God to make it stop. Awful, awful start to the season for the Astros. And I hope they do better. I hope they turn it around, because this is some miserable fucking shit right here, and I haven't felt miserable like this, not for regular season reasons, in a really, really long time. Oh, fuck me. Let's move on to the Rockets. This is also going to be negative, just in case you weren't aware. Like the Rockets, the win streak is over. It's over. The win streak ended on Sunday against the Dallas Mavericks. Of course, right? Yeah, of course. Win streak smothered out. Going into the game, Luka Doncic, questionable, some kind of fucking fake injury. Who knows what it was. He played, and he absolutely owned us. This was like a little brother getting really, really good at something. I'm not saying we're the Mavs' little brother, but this is the analogy I'm choosing to use for right now, okay? This was like a little brother getting really good at something, practicing. Like, let's call it NCAA football. Practicing game after game, playing every single day, fucking grinding on PS2 or whatever, and then finally being like, all right, I've won a bunch of games in a row, I'm going to challenge the big brother, and then the big brother dick slapping the little brother. Not even playing. Just hitting him with his dick. Pop! That's what this was. This was pathetic and embarrassing, just like the start to the Astros season. If you didn't have enough of it going on already, you got a fucking overdose. A nice little reminder on Sunday night that there's a difference. The Rockets' 11-game win streak was fun. Did it put us in play-in contention? Yes. Was it a positive reminder at the end of the season that we have good momentum, we have young talent, and that we're building something finally on track to be a real playoff team again, hopefully in the next year, 2 years? Yes. But if you look at the 11 games we played a lot of bad teams, not a lot of good teams. The Mavs are not great. They won't do dick in the playoffs just like they never do. But they're a good team, and Luka Doncic is a great player. Kyrie Irving is great too, but Luka is far and away the face of the Dallas Mavericks franchise. Kyrie's like the 1B guy, where Luka is 1A, right? And if you didn't watch, Luka came out pregame and made a trick shot off the fucking Jumbotron in one take, which was not a good sign. And then he absolutely destroyed everything we threw his way, which was not double teams for the first 3 quarters, I would add. Mainly Dillon Brooks. He put up 21 in the first quarter. He just kept going from there. I think he scored like 50 or 48 or some shit. He destroyed us. It was an absolute clinic. The dude couldn't fucking miss. And here's my question. What the fuck is the point of Dillon Brooks if Luka can still do that? Like, what's the point? It's not offense. Dillon Brooks had one of those nights where he's like, I think he shot like 8 threes. He missed every single one. He did not make a shot, did not make a field goal. He looked terrible offensively. And if he can't play offense and he can't keep Luka from making underhanded fucking, I think Jabari Smith was on Luka when this happened, but at one point the shot clock was running down and he didn't have any options, so Luka just went, oh, fuck it. And he threw it at the goal underhanded with one hand and he made it. But if Dillon Brooks can't stop Luka from doing what he did last night, what the fuck is the point of this guy? And I know I'm turning on him from week to week, and it's frustrating, but like, holy shit. I thought he was supposed to be a defensive stopper. I haven't really seen him do that individually this season much. It's not like when like Pat Bev used to go lock down a dude in his prime, and even if the dude was getting 30, you knew Pat Bev was making them work their asses off for it. Luka didn't even break a fucking sweat last night. And that's where I'm like, I don't know what the point of Dillon Brooks is. I don't know that's a lot of money. Do something, bro. Get thrown out of the game. Fucking tackle him. Commit a hard foul. They didn't show, and I mean, I think the other thing about this Rockets-Mavs game and the streak ending, they got burned out. You could see it in their legs in Game 10 of the win streak, but like the last 2 games, Game 10, Game 11, I think they got tired. That's a lot to stay locked in on night after night after night. And you obviously don't want to put yourself in a position where you have to win this many games in a row at the end of the season, but that's where they were. And now, unfortunately, like this was a bad one because the Warriors were playing the Spurs. You have to think they're going to beat the Spurs, right? Spurs are trash, even if Wembanyama is very clearly the generational player we feared he would be. He is, by the way, if you haven't been paying attention. He's an absolute fucking freak show. But you have to see that on the schedule, know the Warriors are going to get another win, and know that you have to beat the Mavs. Luka's questionable. He ends up playing. I don't know if that shook the team and they were tired or what the fuck, but this was like from the opening whistle to the final buzzer, they beat our ass. It was not close. There was we kept it within 10 for a while, but you could just tell that it wasn't real. They didn't even care. It looked like they were toying with their food. It was kind of sad. It was sad. After this nice high for the Rockets of 11 games in a row, it was sad to have it end this way because this was a beating. This was a fucking beatdown. We got the shit kicked out of us. And the odds of making the play-in tournament as a result are not good. There was a point where the Spurs were beating the Warriors, and I was like, please, God, keep us in this, because that would have been a huge help. But the Warriors came back and won, and now, when you're looking down the barrel of what we've got left, it is very, very unlikely we make the play-in tournament. We're 2 games back on the Warriors now. 8 games left to play. Tough schedule for the remainder of the season. All right, we got the Timberwolves. We got the Warriors, which will obviously be a huge game, and depending on what happens with that first one between now and then, could be even bigger. The Heat, the Mavs again, which I wouldn't fucking chalk that one down as a potential win. The Magic, the Jazz, the Trailblazers, the Clippers, right? So there's a couple in there that you're like, okay, we should win that one. But for the most part, those are all going to be very tough games. And not great. So if you were in the camp of people that was like, we're really going to do it, this is the year, we're making the play-in, look, there's still a gap between us and real playoff teams. And you saw it against the Mavericks on Sunday night. It's substantial, and it's the reason that it is being rumored that general manager Rafael Stone is probably likely to try to move one or of the two guys we see as our future star talent in Jalen Green and Alperen Şengün. Now, I would note that moving either Jalen Green or Alperen Şengün to try to bring in superstar talent, thinking that that's the thing that's going to get us to the next level, would be a fucking stupid-ass move. If he does that, Rafael Stone, or if he even attempts to do that, frankly, Rafael Stone should be fired. He may have just gotten lucky with, I don't even know what the fuck is going on with this team right now, but what it's going to be that takes us to the next level. I know this. Jalen Green is a superstar talent. He can be that guy. Alperen Şengün is a superstar talent. He can be that guy. All right? And we've already seen the formula with the Denver Nuggets. That duo can be enough if you build around them a good enough team. So trading one of them and thinking that, okay, we'll keep Jalen, we'll get rid of Şengün, we'll have Fred VanVleet as our fucking point guard, that's going to get you to the next level? That is not going to get you to the next level. That is not going to work. It's not going to work, in my opinion. So if you trade either one of those dudes, I think you're a moron. You got to keep both those. We didn't go through all that shit just to forfeit the gold that we got out of it. Both of them are good in different ways, and the fact that Jalen is as good as he is when Alperen is out is not indicative of a need to trade one of them. For the love of God, somebody talk that man out of this asinine idea. That being said, something probably in terms of the development of either those two guys or the young other dudes around. You got to remember, because Cam Whitmore's back now, right, for this tough stretch, which is good because we want to see more minutes for him. We want to see how he can develop. Amen Thompson looks like he's a dog. Jabari Smith Jr. is solid. I think he's got more ceiling than he's accessed so far. If he can get a little more, then we probably have enough. But I think you have to wait and see with that. If you panic sell, man, you could fuck this whole thing up. So I'm hoping the Rockets don't do that. I hope they still make the play-in tournament. It would be fun. I don't think they're going to do any damage to anybody, but it would be fun if they made it, right? I think for the team, it would be good. It would be cool. Talking about coming off of a 21 win, a 19 win, and a 17 win season, won 11 games in a row coming down the stretch here, and you got a real chance at the play-in, even if it's dwindled a little bit as of that latest loss. But you gotta. I would love that for the players and for Coach Ime Udoka, who is clearly the dude. That was a correct hire, which is one of the areas you can give Rafael Stone credit if you want to. But yeah, it was tough to watch. That was a tough weekend for Houston sports. Obviously, the Cougars got knocked out again. They had guys go down. Too many injuries. Couldn't overcome all the injuries. Another disappointing end to March Madness for the Cougars. Very big bummer. Very sad times in the Houston sports world over the weekend. It had me thinking I'm going to stay focused on the Texans. There's so much positivity right there. And the fact that that's what I'm saying, Astros baseball comes back, and I'm thinking, I'm just going to stay focused on the Texans. I never thought I'd see the day. But that's where we are. That's how horribly things went opening weekend for the Astros and the Rockets streak coming to an end. And again, it's with the Astros, it's that it was against the Yankees that makes it worse, and that it was at home that makes it worse than that. With the Rockets, it's that it was at home on Dunkstronaut night against the fucking Mavs. Watching Luka clown on the whole team. That was tough. It was tough. It is unbelievable how much Luka reminds me of Harden, though. Their games are so similar, and not in a good way if you're a Mavs fan, because look, it never worked out for Harden in Houston playing the way that Luka plays. So we'll see what happens, but that was a tough one. We got through this episode, though. We did it. We have each other. We have each other, which is good. That'll do it for today's show. Every episode of our show is available on youtube.com/@bangingthecan, as well as all the major podcast platforms. If you're watching on YouTube right now, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment. I would appreciate it very much if you would do those three things. If you're on one of the podcast platforms, rate, review, subscribe, share the show with those you know. Share the most unapologetic Houston sports show in existence with your friends and family, all the Houston sports folks in your life. And follow us on social media at Banging the Can on TikTok, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter, at Banging the Can. For my other stuff, check out bolenmedia.com. Check out the Ross Bolen podcast, wherever you get Banging the Can. If you're watching Shogun on FX, check out Oysters, Clams, and Cockles, hosted by myself and another Houstonian, Mr. Barrett Dudley, where we talk about every episode, break it down, digest it, and discuss it. What else? If you're a big F1 fan, check out Formula Bone, also from Bolen Media. YouTube.com/@FormulaBone. Follow @FormulaBone on all the social media platforms. I'm Ross Bolen. You can follow me on X and Instagram @WRBOLEN. I'll be back. And God, I hope I have more good stuff to talk about, because that was fucked. Until next time, H-Town, stay down.